Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone's doing well. I want to start off by saying a happy new year to everyone, and I hope everyone's doing really good. Yeah, this video, as you can tell by its title, says, you know, new year, same me. And you got me think, oh, it's a new year, shouldn't it be new you? Not necessarily. I feel like as we embark upon this new year, we should continue to be who we are and not apologize for it. You know, we are who we are and we were created this way for a reason. But what I do say, there's definitely always room for change and always room for development and maturity and that kind of stuff. So it is a new year and it is the same me, but a better version of me. So that's why the title is what it is. But I was scrolling through my Facebook a few weeks ago and I came across this quote, as you would like to put it, from Bishop T.D. Jakes, and the quote basically says, "As we embark upon another year with all of its greatness and possibilities, don't start off with an old mindset." And I felt like that quoting itself is so great because, you know, like I said before, it is a new year and it will come with so much opportunities and so much possibilities and greatness, as he said. So let's continue to be who we are, but continue to develop and become a better person that we have been in years previous to this. And yeah, so my first point in coming into 2014, leaving 2014 and coming 2015, I just kind of wrote a list of things that I would advise myself and things that I wanted to become a better person of. And one of those things is authentic. I want to be so authentic and be so unapologetically me. And when let's take the word authentic for an example as a beginning. When you say authentic, like, what does that really and truly mean? Well, the dictionary says authentic is of undisputed origin and not a copy, and other words you could use to in place of authentic is genuine, original, real, actual, and true. And what's funny is because of what shall I say is crazy is that it's so rare to find people who are real. Like, everyone's trying to be like the next person, and I think if there's one thing that Mum said to me that I've always like kind of kept embedded in my head, it's a copy is never worth an original. And saying that now, prior to this year, prior to me doing this video, I can say I definitely was trying to be everything but me. And you know why? Like, it's like, why would you want to blend in with everyone else? Like, I definitely felt 2014 was a year of self-actualization, actualization, and self-realization. I definitely did have an encounter with myself where I literally sat in front of the mirror and said, you know, who do I want to be? Like, why do I want to be, you know, like the girl I see on Instagram getting 10,000 likes? Why can't I be just Yasmin? Why can't I be the person who God created me to be? And it's crazy because, you know, in my past relationship and stuff, I definitely wasn't genuine in the sense that, like, I felt a lot of the times I wasn't happy with who I am, and it was so bad to the point where I kept on asking, you know, my partner at the time, like, why can't you make me happy? I was always crying, always being depressed. And like I said, in the moment when I had my little self reflection encounter, whatever, I definitely asked myself the question, you know, why do I need someone else to make me happy? Why can't I be happy with me? Because it definitely is true when they say you can't find your happiness in somebody else because you never ever be satisfied, and that's definitely the truth. And I can say that because I definitely experienced that myself. So yeah, I definitely was stripped back. I definitely stripped myself, peeled myself like a banana, and got really and truly to the core of my unhappiness. And I just felt that's because I just wasn't being real with myself. I wasn't being me. I was too busy trying to be like the next person, and it's such a sad thing to think about now, to be honest. And I really did, like, I am a Christian, so I try to live my life according to His words and the Bible and stuff. And one thing I definitely did pray for was God to reveal my purpose to me. Like, all I wanted to do is fulfill my purpose, and I wanted Him to definitely make me authentic. And like up until now, I'm not too sure what my purpose or my calling is right now, but I still keep praying, I still keep pressing on, and I guess with everything I'm doing right now, I will find out in due course. You know, it's so crazy because I guess like a false shoe may have worked, you know, in the years, and it may have gotten grace, but it definitely won't work now. We have to be authentic, we have to be real, we have to be us, and I feel by doing that we could possibly change the world, guys. So be authentic and be you. There's nothing wrong with the real you. You know, it is a lot harder to be the real you than it is the fake you, because being real takes so much work. It takes so much of us breaking down who people perceive us to be, and a lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people don't want to bring out the real you because you may be an emotional person, you may be, you know, not, you may be what people didn't expect you to be, and that's what it is. A lot of people feel the need to be validated, feel they need, you know, for their worth to be validated by the next person, and you know, it's crazy. And do you know what, yeah, a lot of stuff I'm talking about is from self-experience. So, and everything I've said so far is definitely been something that I've gone through, in a sense that I felt like my worth needed to be validated by the next person, whether it was in a relationship, whether it was in friendships, and just in general. And it got to the point where I just didn't want to be unapologetically me anymore. I didn't want to keep apologizing for who I was, in the sense that I'm such an emotional person, and anyone who knows me can really and truly agree to that. Like, I'm always crying about everything, happy, sad, angry. I literally cry, and whilst I would do that, I always found myself being like, oh, you know, I'm so sorry, I'm just such an emotion. Like, why are you apologizing for who you are? It's almost an insult to the person who created you, because you being emotional, you know, you never know it now, but in the future that could help someone somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go into too much detail, but yeah, we don't want to apologize for who we are, because that's not cool. You know, in order to be the best us, we have to be authentic, we have to be true to ourselves, we have to be original, because God doesn't want you to be a better you or a good you. He wants you to be the best you, and in order to do that, you have to be authentic. And moving on from that, like I said, I am a Christian, so a lot of what I do in my day-to-day activities, I try to do it according to the Bible and His words. And there was a scripture that I read a few days back, and it really and truly touched me, and I felt like it was such a relevant scripture to what I'm kind of trying to talk about. It's from Matthew 5:14, and it basically says, "You are the light of the world, like a city on a hilltop that cannot be hidden." When you're true to who you are, you will literally stand out. You will be that light that can't be hidden. You won't blend in, because when you try to blend in like everyone else, you are that light is not going to shine anymore, because it's the same light that everyone else has. So when you are you, and when you are authentic and true and original, your light won't be hidden. So yeah, that's that. The next topic that I want to talk about is believing in yourself. And it's crazy, because when God speaks to us, or when God speaks to me anyway, He shows me things that are like beyond my wildest imaginations. He shows me things that, you know, I could never imagine, sort of thing. And it's like, okay, why? Like, why, you know, why? And it's because we are limitless as people. We are limitless, and we need to believe that we can do anything we put our minds to, because we are sons and daughters of God, of the Most High, of the King. And in order to tap into that, we have to build up our self-perceptions of ourselves. When we know we are good enough, when we know we are the best, when we know we could achieve whatever we set our minds to, it will happen. And that starts off by us knowing who we are. So being authentic and believing that you are that. Once you believe in yourself, no one or nothing can tell you any different. You know, it's like instead of running after a career or a 9-to-5, why don't you run after your calling, your purpose, what you were created to be? And I definitely felt myself doing that. Because after I graduated from university, you know, everyone says the next step usually is to go and find, you know, a career job or a graduate scheme that kind of goes in sync with what you studied. And it was really bad because I kept on applying for all these graduate schemes and I just wasn't getting anywhere with it. Like, I would go for interviews and they'll say, well, you're not quite what we're looking for, and da 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 da. And I got so frustrated and I was like, well, why am I not getting the job? Like, I did really well in university. Why am I not getting, you know, the job that I thought I wanted? And then it clicked to me, that's because that's not what I was called to do. Like, I couldn't see myself, now anyway, I couldn't see myself sitting at a desk, you know, doing the 9 to 5, being a slave for someone else other than God. No. So I'm happy them doors were shut and God purposely shut them for me. And definitely I believe that doubt kills more dreams. Sorry, doubt kills more dreams than failure could ever do. So stop doubting yourself and believe in yourself more. The next topic is your surroundings, your people you surround yourself with, friends, family alike, all that good stuff. I definitely feel being around people who are positive, who are empowering, who uplift you, who want to see you grow, are the people you surround yourself with. Again, my mum always said to me, sorry. My mum always said to me, if you find yourself being the most influential person in your group of friends, you need to change who you're hanging around with, because how can you be the most influential people? So then who's lifting you up? You know, who's making you a better person? Who's trying to make you a better person or the best person you can be? So yeah, if you have to separate in order to elevate, then go ahead. You know, it's hard because when you've been around people who, especially if you have friends who you've had like since you were, you know, since in primary school and that kind of stuff, having to separate away from them because you don't feel like they're lifting you up is a bit hard, but it's something you just have to do. Like, you can't be around people who are stagnant, who are not going to help you grow, who are not going to help you become or help you elevate. You know, definitely your surroundings. It's so important because you become a product of your surroundings in essence. So at the end of the day, not everyone can go with you, and we need to recognize this. Like, not the person who was there from the beginning might not necessarily be in your life to see it through the end, and you just have to appreciate that for what it is. Because as they say, people come in your life for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. So we need to recognize who is there for the reason, who is there for the season, who are there for the lifetime, and just kind of work with that really and truly. The next one is people pleasing, and when I say this is something that I've suffered for so long with, like saying, you know, yes when you actually wanted to say no. I definitely feel sometimes, to an extent, you know, the key to failure is always feeling you need to please someone, always feeling you need to sacrifice something in order to make someone else happy, when you're the one who's left feeling drained, feeling sucked, you know, their life out of. Yeah, this is definitely something that I definitely had to work on, is being able to say no. Like, I always felt like I always had to say yes because I didn't want someone to be angry with me, upset with me. But I've learned different ways in order to say no. So it'll get to a point where literally someone asks me to do something for them and I know I really can't. So instead of facing that thing up front or facing that person up front, I'd just rather ignore their text or ignore their phone call, won't reply. And it was just like, okay, that's so silly and that is so immature. So I've just learned to find other ways to say no. So it will be either, you know, saying not right now, or can I get back to you, or I'll let you know, or that kind of thing. But you may not be able to say no. Sounds good though. Yeah, just think of other ways that you could kind of just swing around the topic, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't like confrontation at all. So but yeah, and I think that's kind of like the 3 things that are most important, that it has like a lot to talk about. But I also, what I did as well in the lead up to and the run up to the new year, I actually did send a WhatsApp message to all my contacts on my phone, ask them a question, you know, as we are leaving 2014, going into this new year and the rest of your life, like, what will be the one advice you would give yourself? And I got really good feedback from a lot of people, and I kind of wrote down a list, or compiled a list together of my top my top 4 responses, and I'll just read them out quickly, and maybe they could be of relevance to people watching this. And one of them is to be confident and be courageous. Don't stress, but rather pray about it, as God will always see you through. Don't feel the need to allow anyone to validate your worth. Be yourself and embrace all that you are. and like it there. Don't let anyone tell you can't do, because we're all capable of everything and anything. So I'm reading out of this little book, which is like my little journal that I've just kind of bought myself this year, just to write down thoughts and ideas and quotes and things that I find inspirational. So if I look down, that's probably why. So yeah, that's kind of it, really and truly. And I also ran a list of things I wanted to give up, things that I want to do better. And yes, I'll just read them through as well, in case they have any relevance to anyone. And that is, some of them I've mentioned before already, so don't be alarmed. So people pleasing, doubting yourself, negative thinking, the fear of failure, and over criticizing yourself, saying, you know, no when you really, no, saying yes when you really want to say no, and procrastinating. Like, that was literally my worst thing ever. Procrastinating, always being late. Those are two things I'm still working on. Like, I'm literally the queen of procrastination, but the devil is a liar. And the things I want to do better is to be more organized, you know, drink a lot more water, be more healthy, make time for myself. I feel that's the best thing we can do. Just take out, even if it's either at the beginning of the day or, you know, in the middle of the day or at the end of the day, just take 5 minutes just to kind of distress, spend some time with you, tap in, whether it's mediate, whether it's do a bit of yoga, whether it's just like stretching, just have some time just to speak positivity into your life, and also spend more time with God as well. That's definitely one thing that I definitely want to improve on, is spend more time with God. That kind of ties in with quiet time as well. Don't waste time on gossip. Like, I was gossip central. I was literally gossip central. And one, like, the thing that kind of made it real for me was I realized, okay, that 10 or 20 or half an hour, however long it may be, that I spend talking on the phone, talking about somebody else and what somebody else is doing, that's 10 minutes of my life I am never getting back. So wasting my time on idle, useless stuff like that is ridiculous, because I can use that 10 minutes to brainstorm an idea or a project that I want to undertake, or use that time spending with God, or use that time speaking positivity into my life, or use that time to do something beneficial to my life or to my family's life, rather than spending on 10 minutes. So definitely utilize your time a lot better. I know that time is of the essence, and we are never going to get, like, this 10 minutes I spent so far talking to you guys, I'm never getting that back, but I know it's something that is worth it, so that's why I do it. So definitely your time is everything. Don't waste it. Dream more whilst you are awake. I leave that to everyone to interpret. Don't envy, because just know that you've got everything that you need. Stop looking at another man's relationship or another man's situation or another man's trainers and wishing that I could have that, because no, we already have everything that we need in order to move on with life. Forgive and forget. This is such a big thing with me, because definitely from my, you know, ex-relationship or whatever, I've learned to, no matter how much somebody can hurt you or somebody can do something really bad that may traumatize you, if I may say, learn to forgive and forget, because at the end of the day, that person may not even care whether you're hurting or not. The only person that's hurting from you holding on to that grudge is yourself, and we all need peace and sanity in order to get on with life. So stop holding a grudge against someone. Just forgive and forget. You may not have to speak to that person again, but just learn to forgive and forget, literally. Life is just too short to, like I said, hold on to grudges and hold on to hateful things and thinking about somebody else's own. Enjoy life. We really get one of it, so use it wisely. And yeah, smile and laugh more, agree to disagree, call family more often, do something good to somebody else, you know, and remember that God heals everything, and thank God every morning, every night for your day and for your life, because you may not know when this may be your last day. So thank you for watching, and hope everyone has an amazing new year, and God bless you all.